appropriate setting for today's video. In my bed. The bed is a newbie. We had that ugly floral headboard that was just not mine and Jake's style at all, and we finally got a new bed. Finally! It's only taken 2 years. Technically it's not finished yet. I want to get like some big pillows for the back and like a bedspread and stuff, but in the meantime, this is where we're hanging out for today's video. Another day, another sex talk, guys. Normally when I do these videos, I get you guys to send in questions and I answer them, but this time I thought we would switch it up, right? And I want to talk about things I wish I knew when I was younger, or things I've learned along the way for experiences, things I have more knowledge on and feel more comfortable with in my life and the things that I do sexually, right? And then I can share that with you guys. I wrote a little list on my phone and I'm going to talk about each topic and hopefully settle your brain and help you feel comfortable and normal when it comes to anything sex related, whether that is sex, whether that is masturbation. What I will say though is if you've not seen my previous sex talk videos, check them out. In fact, I'll leave them linked below. Have a scroll through. We speak about everything. Filters when it comes to this just isn't a thing, right? So if anyone's going to talk about it, I will. I can be your big sister when it comes to shit like this. If in this video there's something I haven't covered that you want me to cover, it might be in those previous videos. But yeah, let's go. The first thing I wish I knew, or the first thing I want to talk about, is sex shouldn't be used as a form of validation. I'm going to say that again. Sex shouldn't be used as a form of validation. What I mean by that is, you know, I think sex can be easily used almost like a weapon in terms of like making you feel wanted, feel worthy, feel like something, right? Because it's a good feeling, right? When like someone wants to have sex with you and vice versa, it's a good feeling. Or even when it comes to self-confidence, I'm talking about relying on somebody else to make you feel confident. I feel like we all spend or used to spend so much time using somebody else to validate our feelings about ourselves or about our sexual experience. In the beginning more when it comes to sex, like independence was such a scary thing. It's a two-way thing. So you're almost waiting for that person to make the next move or to validate how you feel. But sex shouldn't be used for that. Sex is fun. Sex is something for you both to enjoy, both to experience. Don't use somebody else to validate the way you are in the bedroom, how you feel about yourself. Using somebody else to make us feel good about ourselves is lovely, yes, but we should always start with ourselves first. Don't use sex as a form of validation. It's not what it's there for. It's there for a good time. No, it's just there to make you feel good, okay? Have that one-on-one with your partner or whatever you're doing, babes. I'm not here to judge. Here's another thing that I wish I knew when I was younger, and now that I'm grown, like, I get it. I don't even think about it, but sexual burnout is so normal. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I say sexual burnout, this could be maybe you've had a lot of sex recently and it's something you want to chill on, you need a bit of a breather, or maybe your libido is different to your partner's, so you feel that like imbalance. That in turn can make you feel a little bit off, or just feeling not as sexually active as either you normally do or as your partner is very, very normal. At the end of the day, we all have different libidos, we all have different sex drives, we all have different things that turn us on, the way we work in the bedroom is different, so in turn, our sexual drive can be different, and burnout can be so normal. This one, ladies, ladies, and men, if you're watching, please don't get triggered. Oh boy, did I wish I knew this. Right, ladies, you finishing is just as important as him finishing. Personally, I think this is more of like a younger generation thing, which leads me on to my next one after this. Some boys, some, not all, tend to forget that us women can orgasm too. But the main thing that they tend to forget is that majority of us girls can't orgasm through penetration, through sexual intercourse. Like, we need some stimulation over here. Yeah, having sex is fun and it's a good time, and 99% of the time he's gonna finish through that. But us girls, we need a little bit more. We need a little bit more of something. I think boys tend to forget that sometimes we need like a whole, I don't know, like party up in here, right? I want like a beginning to an end, right? For me, sex is not just an in the moment thing that can happen in 5 minutes and I can switch on and off. I'm not a fucking light switch, babe. Us girls, we like an experience, right? So from the moment I wake up to the moment my head hits that pillow, I want to be flirting with each other during the day. Like, that gets me going. I need to be turned on. It's not just a pause in time where, like I said, on and off, done. Like, men can do that, but us women, we need a little bit more than that. Guys can forget that. And sometimes they just need a little reminder. Yeah. The last one kind of leads me on to this next one. And God, I wish I knew this, guys. There is a difference between boys and men. Same thing goes for, there's a difference between a girl and a woman, right? And yeah, it comes like with age, but the more experiences you have with people, the more you understand, like, everybody is different and everybody's personality is different. Immaturity is something you grow out of. And a man or a woman is sort of like the for lifers. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not fazed about things that you think they're fazed about. They don't care. They appreciate your body for what a body is, and they understand that everybody is different. Physically, emotionally, mentally, like, yeah, it's just maturity, I guess. But the boys be playing with our feelings, and the men, they just get it. They just get it. Okay, up next, right? This is such a huge one because I feel like when I was younger especially, I don't know what the fuck I want. In human nature, we feed off of each other. That's how we interact, right? Having a piece of you that relies on someone for something, it's like a good feeling, and that's kind of what stimulates us. One thing you've got to understand is figure your shit out, babe. Figure yourself out, and it just makes you feel more empowered, more intimate, more confidence, more at peace with yourself. And then that carries on through all parts of your life. What you need to be doing is figuring out what you like sexually rather than letting him or her figure out what you like sexually. Because if anybody knows you best, it is you. Nobody knows you better than you know you. Like, you're with this 24/7, so take the time to care for her. Figure out what she likes. I'm talking sexually, right? Like masturbation. Do it. Oh, but it's embarrassing, like for women. It's not. The only thing embarrassing if you don't do it to come out of all of that is them not knowing exactly what you like. Let me put it this way, right? Picture this scenario. You're in bed together and a guy's going down on you, or a girl's going down on you, whatever they're doing, it just doesn't quite hit the spot. But in turn, you don't know what they should be doing to hit the spot. It's a lose-lose situation because you're not going to finish, babe, and they're like, Whereas if you've masturbated and you know what you enjoy, you can tell them, or if you don't have the confidence to literally just upfront tell them, say you're not in a relationship with this person, you can guide them a little bit. Adjust your body, move your body, or get involved, right? Like, use your hands to sort of help out or whatever. Like, that's sexy. I know which way I'd rather be. There's no shame in the masturbation game, ladies, right? Take that stigma off. We're in 2022. We don't have time to be caring about the stigmas that are put on masturbation in terms of genders. Like, masturbation is not a gender, and it never has been. Don't let that get in the way of your sexual pleasures. It's not worth it. Oh my God, this one. This one, guys, oh my God, sex toys. Let me just talk real quick about them. If there is one thing I wish I knew, is that sex toys are like makeup products. You go through some to find the right ones for you. You go through some to find the best quality ones. I just used to use whatever, like tiny little bullets, thinking like that this big, that literally like basically buzz my vagina off. Or the opposite, like they'd literally have no power, and then wonder why I'm not having an orgasm because they're literally either too much or not enough. Not only that though, but like hygiene wise and safety wise, like you want a product that you like is made out of the right materials and hits all the right spots. The big cue is, how do we know the good sex toys? Now, I've done my research for you guys, and I've worked with this brand numerous times, because when I tell you, like genuinely, like listen, I'm gonna keep it real with you, right? When it comes to sex toys, every sex toy from this company makes me feel so good. Don't get me wrong, I have my favorites, and I'm not saying I use every single one. Like, I probably have 2 or 3 that I rotate the most between. I'm not joking when I say I love this brand, okay? I want to show you one though that has been designed so well. The brand is LELO. I've spoken about them before, so if you've watched my other videos, you'll definitely be familiar with them. Yeah, I just love these guys so much. The designs of their sex toys make so much sense with like the human anatomy. This is a new one. Let me talk about it quick. Fucking waving my sex toy around. The shape of it, I know you're looking at thinking that's interesting. It makes so much sense, right? So this is the LELO DOT, and what this is a clitoral stimulator, but look how tiny the tip is. So what it does is it's precise stimulation. That tiny little tip like vibrates. I mean, the only way you're going to know is by trying it. Just trust me. Loads of different like vibration settings and speeds. Look, like I can turn it up, turn it down. You get the gist. Basically, LELO designed this to give you the same climax power, but allowing you to maybe even have multiple climaxes, because it's so precise. It hits the right spot without making it numb and overdoing it, but it's still as powerful as other sex toys. It's genius. Try it. Like I say this all the time, LELO is more expensive, but it is so worth it. The silicone on this is completely safe for your body as well. It's waterproof. It's like charged not by batteries, just by like plug. You don't pay for batteries all the time. You're not worried about it necessarily running out. The charge lasts a really long time as well. Take it in the shower with you. Take it in the bath. A shower, especially if you're worried about people hearing you, is a winner. I don't think that's that loud anyway. You know, so if you're worried about, like if you live with other people and you're worried about hearing it, it's really not too bad. Such good quality that they can literally be with you forever. basically. Guys, you have to do this quick little fun orgasmic personality test that LELO have. I'll leave a link in the description, right? So quick to do. I mean, look at some of the questions: your favorite sex position, your dream dinner guest, your spirit animal, and the options are really funny as well. But once you're done, you just put in your email and they will email you the results. Also though, if you do treat yourself to a LELO DOT, you get a free gift. It's a LELO personal moisturiser and it's worth $30. So treat yourself, guys. This is why I love LELO, because they don't just make sex toys that are just like, oh, something that vibrates quick, that will do, or something that can just be stuck in the hole, whatever. Like, do you understand female anatomy? Because you're telling me you don't. Tell me you don't understand female anatomy without telling me you don't understand female anatomy. Like I said, I love LELO. I have so many of their sex toys. They are my absolute favourite. In fact, they're the only sex toys I own. Their entire brand concept is around masturbation not being taboo, especially with females, right? Men can do it whatever and it's not even looked down upon, but when girls do it, it's a little bit more taboo. But they're all about bringing us to the surface. Like I said, masturbation is an agenda. That's what they stand for. When a brand has good product, but their whole concept and what they stand for matches as well, we're winning, girls. I'm just like flying my sex toy around, sorry. Girls, give them a go. Just trust me. If you're somebody who struggles with masturbation, doesn't know what their body needs, sex toys is such a good way to explore that. Just do it, trust me. I'll leave you a link below, guys, so you have direct contact, but just so good. So good. Okay, here is another thing I wish I knew. I wish I knew that pain during sex isn't normal. For me, I'm talking more about when I first had sex when I was 17. It was so painful, guys, and for months afterwards it was so painful. For a long time I was like, what the fuck, how are people, oh, hi Kobe, how are people enjoying sex? Because what is this? Like, what is this? It was just painful and uncomfortable. I was very lucky though, at the time I was with a partner who fully understood that and took everything into consideration, and like, we wouldn't just have sex, like it would be about kind of making it as comfortable as possible for me. That was so important because that really put my mind at ease. But if you are experiencing pain during sex, guys, especially if it's all the time, it could be a medical condition that seek advice for. 100%. For a long time I disliked sex. I didn't get enjoyment out of it, and I wish I knew that I would outgrow that. Like I said, if it is a constant in your life, seek medical advice for sure. But yeah, I just wish I knew that. I wish I knew it was going to be more fun in time, you know. I just needed my body to like relax. What else did I wish I knew? Oh, this one, right? This I used to look at and be like, what is going on? Am I normal? Bleaching in your underwear from your discharge is normal. It happens to pretty much all of us. Of course, some of us girls have more discharge than others. I think it's to do with the acids, like the acidity of your discharge that causes bleaching. It's a sign, like discharge is a sign of a healthy vagina. Our vagina is self-clean. Once that discharge has been chilling there, it can bleach your underwear over time. It's so normal. Don't look at it and think, oh my God, what is happening? Over time, that can happen to your underwear. Don't freak out. Okay, this is one to do with your boobs. I wish I knew that uneven boobs are normal. Even now, I have one boob, I don't want to say one boob that's slightly bigger than the other. I have one boob that sits a tiny bit lower, and then I think it's this boob that's a little bit like bigger this way. I mean, I don't really have boobs anyway, but I don't really have a lot of boob here. I have more sort of like side boob. But yeah, uneven boobs are so normal. Like, there's plenty of girls that have one boob bigger than the other. Same goes for your vagina, right? Like, there are media pussies out there, there are smaller pussies out there. It's all normal. It's how we're meant to be. Like, we're not fucking Barbie dolls. We're not all put through machines and like cut to be exactly the same. We're not manufactured. And even then though, like, you open a bag of Walkers, yeah, and there's like one crisp that's like this big and one that's this big. It's just how we're meant to be. Me comparing our vaginas and boobs to a bag of Walkers. You know what I'm trying to say. I feel like we take so much space up in our brain worrying about the way that things look, but honestly, the only person that cares is you. No one's gonna care. And if they're grown enough, they're going to understand that it's not going to look the same as their last girlfriends. Next, guys. I wish I knew the difference between the honeymoon stage fading out and the spark going. The honeymoon stage in the beginning of a relationship is the best because it's just so giddy and everything feels fun and you're just in like this bubble, like this little cocoon of love. But just because it fades doesn't mean that the spark's gone. They're two very different things. Honeymoon stage changes to comfort, and that comfort is a good thing. Yeah, it's not as new, it's not as fresh, you don't have that initial buzz, but it just means now that you're comfortable. It's a feeling you're adapting to and getting used to. Doesn't mean that the spark is gone. I used to mistake it. I used to feel like, oh my God, do I even want to be with this person anymore? Because where's that feeling gone? But that's just normal. It's just all part of a relationship. A relationship almost comes in like stages. So yeah, like, don't jump to conclusions. Check that one off. Right, back to my list. Using condoms and using lube in the bedroom is not embarrassing. If anything, I actually find it quite attractive because it means that you take care of yourself. You care about being safe, and you care about not ripping my vagina into. And that, to me, perfect. perfect. A lot of people associate using lube with not being turned on enough. So it's almost like a little bit unattractive because it's like, oh, you're not feeling me. Like, what's going on? When females are turned on, it doesn't mean that they're going to be completely wet in there. Sometimes you do need some assistance. And that's why lube is made, to make things easier for you. There's no shame in using it at all. And the same for condoms. Like, be safe. It doesn't just protect you from having kids, it also protects you from STDs and stuff. As fun as sex can be, take care of yourself and look after yourself. Be safe. That's all I'm gonna say. Something that I feel like we all would find comfort in is knowing that kinks and having fetishes is normal. Or the other way around, not having them is normal as well. Like, I feel like, why are they're so like stigmatized that they're like a bit gross? They're not all gross. Like, I don't know, someone's kink might be like role play, wearing a certain color, or like, do you know what I mean? Like, they could be more normal. Like, not all of them are crazy. Not saying we all have them, but if you do have them, they're normal. They're nothing to be ashamed of. We all have different things that get us going. Okay, here's another thing. When it comes to your sexuality, I wish I didn't like hide away from it for so long. I wish I was more like open with myself, but I think it's because like people don't really tend to share things like that. Until you're older and you understand things more, you kind of just like push it to the side. But there's no shame in your sexuality, no matter what it is. Like, I'm a bisexual heteroromantic, which means I romanticize men. Like, I don't ever want to be in relationships with men, but I'm sexually attracted to females as well. So there's no pressure as well to put labels on stuff. You know, your sexuality, you experience it, it's your life. If a label makes you feel better, cool. If it makes you understand yourself better, absolutely. But don't do it for the sake of doing it if you don't want to. You know, there's no rush either. Take your time understanding you and being sure of you first before you feel like you need to announce everything to the world. We spend too much time doing things for other people that sometimes you just need to take care of yourself, you know? It's easy to stick to the norms and it's harder to be different. And I think that's why we tend to sort of like restrict ourselves. Guys, I think I'm going to leave this video here. I hope it brought a little bit of comfort to you, helped to kind of like bash down the taboo when it comes to everything sex. I like these videos. I feel like your big sister, you know? Just a reminder, I will leave a LELO down below. Have a little browse through, guys, see what you think. But yeah, that is me done. I love you. Thanks for watching. Peace out.